The watch party is back together, so I didn't have to watch episode 4 alone. Watching episode 3 alone nearly killed me, and dear God, I hate to do the rest alone. This episode is worse than the last. It's a race to the bottom from here, folks. The World Between Worlds is back, and now it is blue for some asinine reason when it was originally white in Rebels. Even Filoni can't even remain consistent with his own fucking shows. The pacing is still slower than a snail on downers. The color timing is still complete and utter shit, which is not a surprise given how this show has all the color depth of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Let me cover some little positives of this episode. For starters, Baylan calling Ahsoka out, which is weirdly cathartic to see someone actually call her out for her bullshit in leaving Anakin in such a time of need. It's like the show was reading my mind. Honestly, I would like to see either a book or a comic about Baylan's fall, because honestly, it is more interesting than anything else in this show. But of course, after getting called out for clearly something that could have been avoided if she wasn't such a self-righteous prick, Ahsoka still proves that she is an abusive asshole towards Anakin, even after he died, and still shows that she does not give a shit.
Remind me why I'm the one playing the part of the slave?
I tried it once. I wasn't any good at it. Besides, the role of master comes easily to me.
Really? Well, this time try to be convincing at it.
Also, in this duel, Baylan bests her and sends her flying over the cliff, which was nice to see her getting knocked down a peg for once, which has been in the making for years. She deserved this in TCW, but never got it. There are all my positive thoughts, and now onto the complete and utter insanity that is this episode. Ahsoka, without even a shadow of a doubt, completely abandons Sabine, who is locked in a duel with Shin, which, do I really need to explain how dumb this is? Tag team the bitch, and then go after the item. It's that fucking simple. For some unknown reason, the bad guys bring the giant hyperspace ring into the atmosphere where all sorts of bad things could go wrong, and in case they need to escape quickly in it, they can't because they're in an atmosphere. Luckily, the, New Republic forces, quote unquote, don't show up before, they leave the atmosphere, heaven forbid. Honestly, I'm questioning whether or not, 7 hyperdrives would even be enough to reach another galaxy. Even in Star Wars, galaxies are very, very far away from one another. It took the Yuzong Vong generations to reach, the Star Wars galaxy, and they needed prep time. Just to, begin their invasion. It also turns out in this episode, Morok, I think that's his name, I honestly don't give a shit, is just a smoke monster, or a Night Sister zombie, which that's probably for the best, because honestly, if they brought Starkiller into Disney canon, he would end up like every other expanded universe character brought into canon. Bastardized. Surprisingly, the lightsaber fights aren't even the worst thing about this episode. Not even the World Between Worlds. There is now a new form of lightspeed ramming. Build a giant fuck-off ring and shoot it between a couple ships. Most likely, they'll all cream into one another. 2 X-Wings slam into one another, and, one's plummeting towards the planet, that fucker's dead, and one basically exploded on impact. And it is all Sabine's fault because she gave the map to Baylan willingly, so everything that happens after with Thrawn and whatever threats come in from the next galaxy, that is her direct fault. I'm still gonna keep asking where the hell is Luke during this. You think Ahsoka would at least call him up and say, hey, I might need some help with this. You mind giving me a hand? 2 actual Jedi are, better than 1, though I really wouldn't classify Ahsoka as a Jedi because, she never faced her trials and, decided to leave the Order in a hissy fit because, the Jedi Order realized they fucked up and they had to give her something to keep her quiet. Also, before I lose track of this, can the World Between Worlds actually reach another galaxy? And God, that would be so broken if it can. You can already manipulate time with it because, it's basically time travel, let's not kid ourselves. And no matter how Dave Filoni tries to to spin it. It's just time travel. He literally invented time travel in Star Wars to save his waifu. Also, Anakin Skywalker is back, but we don't know whether he is alive or dead. Honestly, I hope it's just a Force ghost, but then again, shouldn't he be blue? Then again, the entire scene is blue because, well, they retcon that, and the color saturation and color correction is absolute garbage. This show is quite literally in a race to the bottom with Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, and boy is it getting dicey, because honestly, I think this show is worse. Till next time, ladies and gentlemen,